Welcome to Cybersecurity Awareness TV, episode number 449. Wow, recorded February 10th, 2024. My name is Mac Jackson Jr. Welcome everyone to Cybersecurity Awareness TV. Join me as Professor Mac Jackson, guide you through and navigate you through the digital landscape. We're talking about things that can affect your business and your family and protecting yourselves from the fastest growing crimes of the 21st century. And that's cyber crimes, folks. If you'd like to find more about my company and my show, you can go to my website, and that's at macjacksonjr.com, macjacksonjr.com. Remember, folks, hit that subscribe button and share this video. Tell a friend about what you've learned about on our show. In today's episode, we're going to talk about cybersecurity landscape, how businesses are slowly but surely getting involved in cybersecurity education and training. And I have two guests that will join me in this first segment to talk about this education that we're doing with businesses and how businesses are finally taking the plunge into protecting their business and their employees and their data from cyber threats. My guests will be Larry Cohen and Alaric Battle from Battle Cohen. And on second segment, my second segment, I'm going to talk about an FBI scam, and that deals with a company, folks, that was schemed out of $25 million heist using AI. No, folks, it wasn't like the MGM Grand attack we had here in Vegas or the Caesar's Palace attack. This one was done using a Zoom call, like I will do with my guest here, but all the players were fake except for the person with the authority to click that button and transfer $25 million to hackers. That's our second segment. But first, folks, in our rapid evolving that is cybersecurity landscape in the United States and around the world, businesses of various types are hit with the threat of hackers and data being exploited by nation states, underground hackers, and around the world. These hackers are relentless in trying to find personal information and data which they can exploit and sell, exposing the businesses to loss of reputation, legal entanglements, and of course, customers not wanting to do business with them anymore. Cybersecurity awareness is vital to help businesses to get them in a position where they can understand these threats and protect themselves. It's very important that companies have training and train their employees with the types of cybersecurity exercises, right? Now, again, folks, these exercises are not a one-time thing, because every time that my company and others in this industry train organizations in cybersecurity, the hackers will then try to advance with additional exploits where they can look for loopholes in the exercises or in an organization and try to exploit it other ways. We've seen thousands and thousands of different attacks from around the world, especially in the medical and healthcare industry. Last week on our show here, we talked about an old technology of the healthcare industry using pagers from the 80s, folks, pager systems from the 80s, that now hackers can exploit data and information from these pagers by intercepting their signals and having a lot of PII, personal identifiable information, which they can sell and exploit the patients in the darknet. So it all comes back to us, all of us as individuals and as businesses, to protect our organizations from these types of cyber attacks. My guest today to discuss cybersecurity awareness, education, and training is Larry Cohen and Alaric Battle from Battle Cohen. Thank you, gentlemen. Welcome to Cybersecurity Awareness TV. How are you?
Thank you. Great to be here, Mac, and appreciate the opportunity to share our knowledge and our company with your audience, and of course, working with you, educating everyone out there, and us providing solutions is a great team. Our company, Battle Cohen, was established about 4 months ago with the idea that the small to medium business and even the homeowner are not protected adequately. They don't have what the enterprise customer has trying to protect themselves. And as you can see with some of the great stories out there that you do hear, like Caesar's Palace, like MGM, getting hit by ransomware and malware and viruses and phishing. The average small business doesn't have that. The homeowner doesn't have that. So what our research showed is that everybody, of course, needs this type of technology to protect their own personal PII, as well as if they have customers, if you're holding healthcare records, credit card records, all of these things. Your typical antivirus, which most people just put on and think they're protected, is not going to do the job. So what we have come up with is a package of enterprise level software, a combination of a number of technologies that allow you to get that kind of protection. This protection is beyond the antivirus, which of course we do provide, but if you're happy with your antivirus, of course, we complement it and add additional technology to your protection. These protections are the malware protection, the application patch altering and status checks. Hardly anybody does that. And that has to be done to protect you and make sure that the patches for your .NET software, your PDF editors, your OpenSSL, your print drivers, all of these things that come to your system should be verified, because that's another way that the bad actors can get access to your system by sending out false patches, essentially.
Correct.
Also, well, you have something there?
No, go ahead.
All right. Also, the simplest thing, but very, very important, if you have nothing else, is multi-factor authentication to protect access to your systems. The way we've put it together is using a technology that sends you a message once someone is logging into your computer, hopefully you, and asks your permission to log into your own computer via your phone. So essentially, for someone to get into your computer, they also have to have your phone. A very straightforward technology which protects you substantially from anybody entering your laptop, your desktop, or anything with a iOS or Windows type of platform. One thing I want to touch on is your mobile app. We're very conservative, Alaric and I, and we say, don't do any banking, don't do anything on your mobile phone. Ask your bank for a check scanner. But if which by the way, I have. And I personally, by the way, I practice what I preach. I have to be PCI compliant, which means taking credit cards. I have to be HIPAA compliant because I work in the field where I'm accessing hospitals' data and stuff, putting in systems. One other thing that we're focused on as well is securing your documents. Okay, if we secure your data and access to your computer, internally, if you're a small business, you should be able to protect your documents. And we provide a totally HIPAA compliant, PCI compliant, FERPA compliant hosted archiving solution. So you no longer have your documents on your local workstation to start with. They're going right up into a very secure, compliant, hosted archiving. And all these different technologies have been priced now to be able to allow anyone, single desktop, small company, big company. And what we've done here is for $350 per desktop per year, you get all of this protection. And we throw in that in the first year for every desktop, we are donating $50 of that $350 to a charity of your choice per desktop.
Very good.
So we would love to hear from you. Talk to anybody there who's interested. We can be reached either at Alaric at battle-cone.com or Larry at battle-cone.com, and go into some detail with you. And to finish it off, the one thing that you do need to do all the time, and we will include this, is we will do your remote backups for you. and monitor your systems and supply the training necessary for you to be functioning properly with this technology.
Very good. Very good. Let me ask Alaric here. Alaric, also is your partner here. Tell us about the technology that you guys are using. Is it Microsoft technology? Is it Cisco, or what type of technology are you using?
We're actually working with 3 different companies. The actual security software is with WatchGuard,
Okay.
and the ransomware protection is with New Shield. So we sort of wrap it all up so that we can, as Larry pointed out, we can do the multi-factor authentication, we can do the threat detection and response, as well as monitor your patches. And for a lot of small businesses, we're talking about it, we're encrypting laptops, so that your laptop data is encrypted. So if your laptop is stolen, you will, you're liable for it, but you can at least do best practices if you come to court for that. And what we found is that working with these users, just starting to set up some of these security features, it does start to give them more of an education. That's when they start to ask questions about what they are protecting themselves from and how multi-factor authentication helps them, as well as patching. Because most users are aware that you get the once a month Microsoft update, Patch Tuesday.
Sure.
But many people don't actually really sort of pay attention to it. They just, the computer says, hey, I'm ready to do an update. Okay, they'll do the update. But we're going in there asking you to watch your third-party applications, and we're monitoring that and reminding you that you need to patch it, because that is one of the primary vectors for taking over, especially in small, medium-sized businesses.
Absolutely.
Unpatched machine, you're the big wide open target.
Well, let me ask both of you. What are you seeing as far as small businesses? Are they finally coming around and taking a proactive stand in protecting their data assets, or is this mainly for the large corporate? I talk about this a lot in my show. That's why I want to have you two here.
Okay, great. I'll address that for you.
Sure.
Having met you at actually one of the educational seminars that you gave, I do a lot of networking. I go to Rotary Club meetings. I go to chambers of commerce, which are all made up primarily of small to medium businesses. And when I mention this to them, the aha, or the eyes open up and say, wow, I thought I was good.
Yeah.
And they are all coming around. See, another benefit too is, let's say somebody just right now, before they're protected, gets into their system as a ransomware event, which, by the way, most people who get hit with ransomware are the small guy. You hear about the big ones, but it's mostly a small guy who's getting ransomware hits for $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and they're really left with no choice but to pay it. Right. When you put in the protections that we're offering, you are first off doing your best effort to protect, and all your data is being backed up. So all you would have to do is restore, and you'd have everything up to the day before. So the ransomware won't have much of effect on you because you're not buying your data back.
Right. That's a very good point too. And that's what we're trying to do, is to educate. You had also a comment there, Alaric?
Yeah, and I was going to say, and Mac, to address your question, yes, we actually find, like Larry says, a lot of people think they're protected, but once we start to talk to them about it, then they have this sort of understanding that you actually do need a little bit more. And we think of our offering as sort of the base, a very good foundation. It's so when someone says, well, we find that an account's been compromised, that's one thing. But if you're thinking about it, most users have a pretty weak password. But if we're putting multi-factor authentication on the back end, it's going to step you up a level, because they're actually going to need the phone. And the solution we use is not just using your phone. Your phone is the actual token. So it's not an SMS email. Your phone is the token. They have to have your actual phone, that one phone, or you can't get on.
And that's a good point. That's a good point.
Right.
I like to ask you another question, and I'm seeing stories that are coming through from law enforcement and on the news related to SIM swapping.
Yes.
So if the phone is then SIM swapped, how would your program protect the customer that way?
See, the SIM swapping won't work for us, because the system that we use does not use SMS at all. They need your actual phone. Yeah, so every two-factor authentication is good. Everyone's offering that now, and I do like that. I tell anyone, any account that you use that offers you two-factor, use it. But the SMS message technology means, like you said, you can swap the SIM, and then I can get your code. But with our system, using the token on the phone, it is the actual phone. It is a token that is encrypted and stored on your phone.
Absolutely.
And it's one of those things where even when you swap phones, we work with you. It's a 5-minute process to move the token from one phone to the other, or you will not be able to log in. So you can swap SIM if you want to, but it won't make a difference. It won't let you in on our system.
And this,
in fact, I'll tell you what, it was so funny. I decided to go get a new phone. I forgot to contact Alaric. Besides getting a severe lecture, it took us a little bit of time to get me back on again. So
very good. Now that's a very good point you guys are mentioning about the whole multi-factor authentication. We, meaning our industry, need to come up with more educational and a way to market this and discuss this and educate the public about this type of protection and the value of it. Because again, what I've noticed with my clients, they like to use a term we call in law transfer of risk, where it's somebody else's fault. That's AT&T's fault. T-Mobile's fault.
That's familiar.
Yeah, it's their fault. But we need to educate our clients that we have to take responsibility for our digital assets and protect our clients and our customers and our employees. So we'll definitely work together on some other things in the future coming up here real soon to
Look forward to
do that and get the word out more.
I appreciate it and look forward to it.
Yes, definitely. Also, give your information again. How can clients get your website? Besides coming through me, which is great to get to you guys, what is your website again and how can...
Okay, the website is battle-cone.com. The email is Larry or Alaric at battle-cone.com.
Yep. We're happy to talk and give you an evaluation, just discuss what you have and let you know we're definitely in consideration of any issues that you have and just make you better prepared. Just a much better response.
Absolutely. Well, we're planning on in the future doing some work with these two gentlemen and letting my clients, our audience, and hopefully their clients as well, understand cybersecurity awareness, education, and training, and getting the word out to as many people as we can, and trying to stay one step ahead of the hackers. So, gentlemen, I appreciate you being on my show today. I thank you very much.
Pleasure being here, and we're looking forward to this team solving the world's problems one by one.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you very much, folks. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Take care.
We'll be back, folks, after these messages. Hello, folks. This is Mac Jackson Jr. from Vanderson Cyber Group. The problem with businesses today is that they are affected by cyber attacks from around the world, but companies are not sure of what to do. Normally, they are reactive instead of proactive. But folks, cyber attacks can affect your bottom line and will affect you financially, legally, and your business reputation. Here at Vanderson Cyber Group, we can help you develop a policy by training your employees on what to do if they are involved in a cyber attack and how to mitigate it and fight against it. Folks, we call it here #StayCyberWoke. And that's Vanderson Cyber Group here in Las Vegas and around the world. You can reach me, folks, at VandersonCyberGroup.com or my website, MacJacksonJr.com as well. Here locally, 702-868-0808. Give us a call today, folks. We must fight back. Hi folks, this is Mac Jackson Jr. from Cybersecurity Awareness TV. I'm here to tell you today about Dr. Aki Akimi from Vegas Direct Primary Care. As healthcare costs are on the rise, Dr. Akimi takes the time to explain and recommends lifestyle changes to improve your health and your well-being. She is very attentive and knowledgeable, and she listens, folks, to what your needs are. and help you get to the health care that you deserve. Dr. Kimi would suggest things like food is the best medicine. That's what she says. I want to give praises out to her and thank her for her support here with me as well as the Las Vegas community. Thank you, Dr. Kimi. Hi, folks. Welcome back to Cybersecurity Awareness TV. I'm your host, Mac Jackson Jr. In this segment, we are talking about FBI warnings. And folks, this is a big doozy here. Here at Cybersecurity Awareness TV, I have unveiled for last over 450 shows just about here, right? We have talked about cyber threats. And as time has gone on, there's a big threat around the corner, and it's now here. And that is the ever-emerging threat of AI deep fakes. And when I talked about this last year with deep fakes, people are saying, oh, I can tell the difference. It's not, it's not something I can figure out. It won't fake out my company or fake out my family. Well, that was a year ago. Now deep fakes are more immersed in our society, and they have the potential to manipulate the U.S. presidential election process, right? It highlights how the technology that have been used for good, that bad guys are using it for evil. And yes, AI deepfakes can be good in the sense of training and having processes done where speakers can have an AI bot create lectures and information that way, of course. But bad guys are utilizing this information and causing havoc around the world. The FBI warns that all of us should be cautious of this deepfakes and take measures to vet any information that you receive. And we talked about this. Types of information, folks, I'm speaking of are videos and audio files. Video files are video files that are sent to you, audio files that you're hearing from your phone. But how about this, folks? How about a Zoom meeting conference or a Google Talk conference or a company's group chat where they have a video conference going on? And you as the CFO, seeing that you're having a meeting with your cohorts and none of your cohorts folks are real. All of the cohorts in your video conference are fake. That's right, folks. They're all AI bots. I have a story to share with you here about this fantastic sort of heist that a company over in Asia was coerced by this type of AI heist. They were able to steal as much as $25 million from the company. Folks, this type of threat can affect all of us. And it also means that we have to be more involved and committed to cybersecurity awareness, education, and training. It is very alarming of this type of social engineering. Global corporations are falling victims to this deep fake schemes, right? And we must do something about it. Definitely take a look at this video here for you, folks. I have this story coming to us from World Cybersecurity News Channel.
Amazing. A multinational company's Hong Kong branch loses 200 million Hong Kong dollars after con artists set up a deepfake video conference. A multinational corporation was duped by deepfake technology into losing 200 million Hong Kong dollars, $25.6 million US dollars, in a scam involving employees at its Hong Kong branch. According to police, one incident involved a digitally recreated version of the company's chief financial officer ordering money transfers during a video conference call. Except for the victim, every person on the video conversations was a fictitious depiction of a real person. The con artists used deepfake technology to create plausible replicas of the meeting attendees using publicly accessible video footage captured on cameras. Given that the case involved a substantial sum of money and was the first of its sort in Hong Kong, police claimed they were highlighting it. They refrained from disclosing information about the business or the participating staff. Scam victims have in the past been duped through one-on-one video chats, according to Acting Senior Superintendent Baron Chan Shunqing. He remarked, "It turns out that everyone you see in a multi-person video conference is fake this time." The con artists were able to create convincing portraits of their targets that both looked and spoke like the real persons. When fictitious, sexually suggestive pictures of pop sensation Taylor Swift appeared on social media platforms this month, deepfake technology made headlines. An employee in the finance department of the branch filed a police report after allegedly receiving a phishing message in mid-January, purportedly from the company's UK-based chief financial officer declaring that a covert transaction was necessary. 45. Although the employee had a moment of doubt at first, Chan claimed that after being invited to the group video conference and seeing the company's CFO, several employees, and some outsiders there, she fell for the fake. The employees of the company that the targeted employee was speaking with appeared and sounded like actual people. Chan reported that the worker followed the guidelines discussed in the meeting, transferring a total of 1,500,000 Hong Kong dollars to 5 different bank accounts. The duration of the incident was around 1 week, starting from the employee's initial contact until they realized it was a fraud and inquired about it with the company's headquarters. The meeting attendees had been digitally produced by con artists using publicly accessible video and audio footage of the people police discovered after conducting an inquiry. The employee was tricked by their use of deepfake technology, which allowed them to mimic the target's voice. Chan claimed that although the con artists did not truly converse with the victim, they requested for a self-introduction during the video chat. Before the conference ended suddenly, the fictitious images on screen primarily provided commands. The victim was subsequently contacted by the con artist via emails, video chats, and instant messaging services. Chan claimed that con artists used the same multi-person video call technique to approach another employee at the branch. The force reported that a total of 2 to 3 workers had been solicited by con artists, but they withheld certain details from their reports. There have been no arrests while police continue their investigation. The force expressed its desire that the general public was aware of the new methods in which scammers may use deepfake technology. There are other methods to determine if someone shown on screen is a computerized replica or a phony, according to Senior Inspector Tyler Chan Chi-Wing. He recommended moving your head, asking probing inquiries to ascertain the person's sincerity, and showing suspicion the instant money is asked for. Police also announced plans to increase the coverage of their Faster Payment System, FPS, alert system to alert consumers when they are sending money to accounts associated with fraudulent activity. By the second half of the year, local immediate money transfers via mobile applications, automated teller machines, and bank counters will be included in the program, which now covers FPS transfers at 35 banks and 9 stored value services. The police force's Scamator search engine will send out a notice to anyone who inputs information about an account connected to scams.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to Cybersecurity Awareness TV. I'm your host, Mac Jackson Jr. In this segment, we're talking about FBI scams and warnings. Folks, my focus has been on this show to critically provide you with information on cyber threats, including the big ones like deep fakes. We always have been looking to provide this information to give our audience information that they could use and the knowledge that they can use to be aware and identify and have countermeasures to fight against these types of cyber attacks. It is alarming, folks, to see these type of attacks that have happened in our society and things that we need to do to protect ourselves. At my company, Vanderson Cyber Group, we specialize in training and empowering your business and your team with the skills they need to protect themselves from deception and mitigate the damages of cyber threats. As AI becomes more accessible, the potential of misusing the social engineering scams is clear. Our company, Vanderson Cyber Group, can train your users to spot scams like the ones you've seen in these videos and defend your organization from this attack. On my website, I have some information and tools that you could use for your business. Definitely check out this website. Take a look at my partnership with KnowBe4, that's KnowBe4, in phishing exercises. There's white papers there. There's also demos on ransomware, things that you can use to protect yourselves. Educate yourself on this information and then contact me as well. You'll find this information right on the bottom of our screen here at macjacksonjr.com/KnowBe4-VCG. Definitely come and check out that, folks. Here you'll find, again, these tools and information on cybersecurity awareness and its resources. Folks, like we always said, cyber criminals are always looking for ways to try to get your personal data, exploit you in your business, and sell it to other companies. We must be able to stay on guard and aware of these types of attacks and things to protect ourselves. You can find out more about this by going to my website. Again, there's 2 of them, macjacksonjr.com and vandersoncybergroup.com. We help your company put together policies and procedures and educate your employees to what to look for and how to be prepared. It's all about practice, folks. These things aren't new, but we must stay vigilant and proactive. Until next week, folks, this is Mac Jackson from Vanderson Cyber Group, Cybersecurity Awareness TV. Have a good week. See you then.